Well, at some point she really started to resist me, and well, the lead rope has no effect. That resistance actually manifests itself in coming towards me. Turning her rear, she even wanted to strike out with her hind leg.
Hi, Marika. Glad we could come this way. You mentioned that you had a challenge.
Well, at some point she really started to resist me, and well, the lead rope has no effect. The whip, I don't hit her with it, but I do make clapping sounds behind her, and she is totally unimpressed.
No.
And well, that resistance actually manifests itself in coming towards me, turning her rear. She even wanted to strike out with her hind leg. So yeah, I was just really stuck, and so I called in your help.
Yes. So what have you tried yourself to find an opening?
Well, going back to basics for a bit, well, backing up again in that. But yeah, she sees it as a bit of a trick now, I think. And I also noticed that I take a step back to keep myself safe.
Yes, that it feels a bit threatening.
Yes, it comes across as a bit threatening. So, and then I actually stopped because I didn't want it to get worse and for her to really see it as a trick.
Yes, because you notice the pattern is repeating itself faster and faster.
Well, because I think I've done it 3 times. The first time, well, it had a reasonable effect, but I still had to really keep at it. So I was completely sweaty myself. And the third time, it was actually even worse.
Yes, then you thought...
So I noticed it was building up a bit. And then I thought, well, I think I'd better stop now because I don't want it to get worse and that you'll soon, well, have a bigger problem. So that's why.
Yes, okay. Well, clear. We're going to see if we can find an opening in that. Okay, well then, we're going to start for a moment with making some initial agreements. And the challenge, we can already see a little bit of it here, of course. My first goal is actually to see if I can clear my personal space. We already had a check there actually before we started, but he was of course a bit curious. He wanted to get acquainted for a moment. In principle, that's good, of course, only in this case it was a bit pushy. So then, instead of seeking direct contact, I'm going to see at first if I can clear my space, because that will also become an item, of course. So your space, my space, is the first step I'm going to take now to see if I can clear my space. And a point of focus for me there is that I focus on my own space, not on the horse. I'm going to walk calmly through the space. I am ready. That means that I'm aware that I can use my lead rope. I also start taking up my space in time, so that I also have time to get my progression right. And I use the length of the lead rope, which is important for safety, to carefully clear my personal space, so that I don't have to get too close. Well, we see that he responds, at least in principle, but with some grumbling and a bit of reluctance. So it is all the more important that I use the full length of the lead rope to carefully clear my space. I start right on time, I concentrate on my personal space, and as soon as he moves aside, then I let him go. The grass is of course an extra challenge. We do see that a small change is coming. I need that too. And this is actually the very first thing that I genuinely need. When it comes to the chance or possibility for the request to move forward, especially when yielding to pressure or outside influences, it is important to keep all of these factors in mind. Forward. To stay out of the opposite reaction. Then I move on to the next step. And the next step is that I can clear the workspace in the middle and that I can step into the driving sensitive area. and that we go onto the circle together. He is already on the outside at this moment. I step into the driving sensitive area. I focus on the driving sensitive area. We see here that he's coming against the pressure. I keep it steady with a smile, and I let him go as soon as he goes. I take it away immediately. Well, we needed some persuasion. And what's important there is I had to hold on for a bit. I shouldn't build up further because we saw he was already in an opposite reflex. If I were to build up further or make it sharp, then you'd get that he actually goes more against the pressure. I had to keep the aid the same. I got a reaction, I just didn't get the desired reaction. I had to hold him for a bit. I had to keep him behind the haunch in the driving sensitive area until he gave a reaction in the right direction. And at that moment I could take it away. Well, we notice he doesn't quite agree with it yet. He's still thinking about it for a moment too. And that's allowed, that's fine. That's why it's also important as soon as he gives the right forward reaction that I immediately remove my request. There must be a reward moment for him so that he can make a distinction. And by taking it away immediately after, as soon as he goes forward, my space. I step in. From there I ask him to go forward. I'm using the length of the lead rope. The length of the lead rope. I keep it up. I keep it up. I keep it up until he goes forward, and then I take it away. Well, we see he's going forward. He's still grumbling, of course. This is just feeling out the reward moment. That means he actually stays in an opposite reaction for quite a long time. If I take it away at that moment, I'm basically confirming it, and that he'll go to that reaction faster and faster. So I have to keep it up for a bit. For safety, it's important that I use the length of my lead rope so I don't have to get too close. What's also important is that I don't punish him. I'm not angry, I'm not irritated, I'm not frustrated. I just have to keep the pressure on until he gives at least some forward reaction. Then I'm going to check him again. He's eating for a moment now. The first thing I check again what we need to know is if he really wants to go forward. And as soon as he goes, I let him go. Well, keeping my space clear, I step in. We see here already, good boy. And I take it away. It's still with some grumbling, of course. That doesn't matter. Grumbling is allowed. That will decrease later on. I'm asking him to go forward. I'm asking him to go forward. I keep it up in the driving sensitive area. I keep it up. I keep it up. I keep it up. I'm looking now. After he goes forward. Good boy, I was a bit late taking it away. I just had him. I already threw it out. It would have been better if I'd been just ahead of him. The moment the opposite reflex is back, that's when I want to take it away immediately. He needs to have a reward moment. He needs a reward moment the instant he reacts in the right direction, gives in the desired direction. And that basically the opposite reflex and later also the grumbling that goes away. Here we see an opposite reflex. I keep it on. 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 And there he goes, and then I let him go. Good boy, lady. Very good. Okay. What we notice is that he's naturally resisting the aid quite a bit. The moment I make a movement in the driving sensitive area, then you actually see his whole body move back immediately and then even turn inward completely. I keep it on. I can't take my request away at that moment. I keep it on, I keep it on, I keep it on until I see him considering going in the right direction. In the beginning, I take it away faster. As soon as he goes in the right direction for a moment, I take it away. After that, I hold it a bit longer until I see the handbrake is off in the forward direction. And that the resistance actually becomes less and less. I'll check one more time in both directions. I'd like to have him move forward a bit more easily. Good, this is neat. Great, I'm stepping in. He's still grumbling, of course. That's allowed. Very good. Very good. Neat, very good. Well done. Very good.